What's cracking, people? It's your baby mama's favorite cousin, Cousin T-Taw. And today we have an excellent stream prepared for you. Today we are going to discuss the power of fantasy. And basically, what this entails is how men of a certain caliber. And when I say men of a certain caliber, I mean men who specialize in putting together the type of presentation, the type of environment, the type of arrangement and scene, as I like to put it, that brings a woman into the type of mindset, the type of feeling, the type of vibe, if you will, that allows her to basically float into this expanse that we call fantasy. And coming to the stage right now, of course, you know him, you love him. It's everybody's favorite uncle, Uncle Ron Wills. How we doing?
Go ask your.
What's up, man? What's up?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay, man?
Loud and clear. You're
All
coming in
right.
loud and clear.
All
Now,
right. Good, man.
now, of course, today we're gonna get into the realm of fantasy, how we develop it, how we build it, how I would do that, as an exotic entertainer, but most importantly, how we train and teach and develop in our students their ability to uh, develop the type of environment or the world that promotes a fantasy that a woman can appreciate
Mm-hmm.
in terms of how he presents himself, how he puts his clothing together, how his scent game works,
Yeah.
how he delivers his best presentation, the best way that he can perform his charisma, the best way that he can speak the words that he knows will be effective in communicating what he desires from her, and then just stepping back and allowing it to flourish in her own mind. Because really, when we talk about fantasy,
Mm-hmm.
fantasy is about projection, projecting an image so
Yeah.
that it stirs and stokes the imagination of the person that you're looking to invite into your world. Now, before we really jump in, Ram, let's just absolutely give shouts out to those who are already in the chat. Salute to you, Michael. JX, how we doing? How we feeling? Obviously, if you guys want to definitely contribute to the cause, there's Rom's Cash App and Patreon. Don't forget to sub to the Patreon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Supreme Green Lawn Care LLC. Peace to you. We appreciate that. We got Joseph Moss. What's going on with you, Joseph? Salute, cousin T and Uncle Ron. What it do? What it do?
What it do?
All right, we got you. Let's see. At T.Y2724. Peace to you. Peace to you. Again, let's see. Gelex World. Blessings. Salute to you. What's good with it, Tristan Fitness? Tristan Fitness, peace to the masters. What's happening with you?
What's poppin', twin?
And of course, we got once again Supreme Green Lawn Care LLC. So happy to catch this live. Salute to you once again. But really, getting into this conversation, Ram. Of course, this is in the wheelhouse of one of my 10,000 jobs that I've had. I know you've had 1,000, but
Yeah, you just had to beat me out, man. I had 1,000, you had 10,000. I was like, man, okay, whatever, man. I
and
like some of my jobs, man. So you can have that 10,000. I stayed on some of mine, so you know how that go.
listen, I like that. I like this particular one. Uh, you know, literally selling in fantasy.
Hmm.
And there's so much that went behind the scenes, that went on behind the scenes, obviously, especially when you are dancing in a club. Those
Mhm.
managers require that your body be on point. You're gonna talk about body game, that can be a whole other conversation for another day.
Mhm.
Besides keeping your body in a particular shape to be presentable to a variety of women, having your, outfit
Yeah.
that represents the character that you're portraying in a given, evening, that's a part of it. Your scent, obviously, you have to be, showered, but also, the mineral oils, that you use and your, signature scent that complemented your body chemistry. All of this works to stimulate the senses of what
Ju
we refer to as the target, okay?
Well, you would call it the targets, but I would say you could look at it from the perspective of somebody who, you're a professional exotic dancer, but just every day because you get some guys and some real true to the game deep players, they'll have those same things just walking down the street. They'll be hooked up, got that nice outfit, everything fixed up, let the barber bless them, body in shape, had that nice scent on and everything. Maybe be wearing those shades and all of that. I mean, the game for maybe I'll say the street player is 24/7. Like
Absolutely.
you might get that play in the club or something, and you more intense, and you will find your what you call them piggies, the women with the money. But the street player, is 24/7 when he go out. He's on stage as soon as he walk out his door, his apartment, his house, or whatever. And I've
Absolutely.
seen I've seen some of those, right? Let me tell a story real quick.
Oh,
I
please.
remember it was me, my co-parent when we were still married, and our sons, we were in DC, and she was looking good, had this nice little dress on. Um and we were looking for like this little restaurant, and a player was among the group of guys who was, out there, and he said, "Yeah, I got to walk greatness to the store." I was like, "Yeah, thank you," but I knew what he was talking about. But I could tell by how he was dressed, how he was talking, everything. I mean, it was just thorough. How that hookup he had, everything. I said, "Yeah, if I wasn't around, he'd have shot his shot." Like when you see that guy out there, like that street player, that I mean, it's the same principle. It's the same principle. Whereas you'll do it in a club, you're more intense. A street player, he got everything, got his shades, got his hair done right, everything. Even when he just stepping out, he's just thorough. Like I know a player around here, I see him every now and then. One of those old guys. In fact, I did a quick video with him one time, but I saw him like outside of this drugstore in the area one time. He had his hookup on, had his foot on the wall, had his brown paper bag, drinking some stuff. I was like, "Go ahead, play."
Mhm. Oh, indeed. So, basically, what we're communicating is that when you're presenting a fantasy to the type of woman that you desire to acquire, uh, an intimate exchange with, to acquire, an exchange of experiences with, or whatever it is that you're looking to enjoy, from the a woman that you're attracted to. It all starts with your presentation, and it progresses with your communication. And
Hmm.
before we get deeper into that, let's take a look at let's see, Ahmad Dante 123 says, "Respect to the two legends in this game. I want to know if you guys can touch on sexual compatibility and men who are sexually repressed due to their own negative feelings slash beliefs." Now, that was covered in a previous stream with Pimp God. We may touch on this later if we get a little time.
Yeah.
But something like this definitely needs its own attention in
Yeah,
terms
it
of
does. It's
the
deeper. It's
factors that
deeper.
go into that because it's all
Yeah,
about
it's deeper.
self-image.
Yeah, it really is deeper. It's deeper. I mean, I understand, the young man wants to like look at it, but it's going deeper than a fantasy. But we talking about the women's fantasy because trust me, they got that fantasy as soon as they walk out the house. Like I've said several times, if they fix up, they go out the house and nobody says anything, nobody's checking them out, they might come back home crying to their friends or calling up their therapist or something. Women are looking for it. They want that hot beef injection. They want that attention, and particularly from the men they consider sexually appealing. I
Right.
mean, they'll settle for it from a guy that they don't. If he just say hi, they say, "Yeah, I got something." But trust me, and I've seen this in multiple women. I don't care. They could be nerdy women, whatever. All of them thinking about it. Shoot, even some of the women that you might think might be into other women, they still like a little bit of that attention. They still be fantasizing and stuff. And indeed, if a man can pick up on that fantasy, oh, he can tear them up. He can tear them up.
Absolutely. And shout out to Tristan Fitness. He understands the principle of hello to the pillow.
Mhm.
Basically, when we talk about presenting a fantasy for a woman, it doesn't necessarily have to end with simply women you're meeting for the first time. Over
Mhm.
the course of this discussion, we'll cover what I usually refer to in terms of the relational space, mating. Okay, that's when you're meeting a woman for the first time. Maybe you're meeting her on the street, on the bus, at a club, at a rooftop, or
Mhm.
whatever, online dating app, or whatever. Dating, which means that you've actually engaged with the woman before, and she qualifies to take out on a night in the town, to engage with outside of the intimate space, and to a progressive scene, and also relating when you've
Mhm.
actually confirmed and vetted a woman and you've entered into uh, an agreed upon I don't want to call it a situation or an arrangement, but a dynamic that has the two of you spending more time with each other and
Yeah.
having an impact on each other's lives. So those sort of three major spaces that we're going to cover in this particular discussion regarding the power of fantasy, because even though these methods and these techniques come from a space of uh, selling fantasy to women who knowingly enter a space that's a club, knowingly reserve entertainment for a bachelorette party, for a divorce party, for a birthday party, for in in one case, if for those of you who are familiar with the limo story, the limo bus story that I told over on the Patreon side, for a sorority party. Okay.
Mhm.
Those women are fully aware and are in deep anticipation of the fantasy man who's going to appear. They've got their drinks ready, depending
Mhm.
on what venue they're entering, be it a strip club or a um, a venue that's set up like a boutique style space. They know that the lighting is going to be dark. They understand that there's a cover to get in. They are wearing their sexy favorite dress or a pantsuit or something that they spent time picking out just for this occasion.
Mhm.
When they enter with their girlfriends, they know the assignment and they know the mission.
Yes.
What happens in that venue stays in that venue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, that little piece of the arrangement is something that I want to transfer to the men who are listening to this conversation right now.
Yeah.
What happens in that arrangement in a given scene that you're building for a woman stays in that scene. This is information that actually transfers over from the shadow world.
Yeah.
And of course, we got the one and only legendary Ron Wills, who is an expert on the shadow world.
Oh
And
yeah.
so, Ron, what can you tell us about the shadow world and the dynamic of what happens there stays there?
Well, it's where women's fantasies they really get to do the things that they want to do. But see, understand something. The reason it exists anyway is because when women are out here in the world, they got to present a certain image. A lot of guys don't know how to deal with their sexuality. A lot of guys don't know, they got to present something. Like I remember I was at a party and really saw the shadow world. I mean, I'm dancing with some women. One's on all fours, other one's rubbing her breast up against my back. And but these are two women who, when they would see me out in public, because I met them both at this graduate school I was going to, but they would act like they wouldn't know me, but they were just doing their thing. And see, that's the thing. The shadow world is where they can be a free freak. They free to be who they're going to be because they know, depending on the situation, it could be a corporate environment, it could be a church, it could be whatever. They can't show their true self. But see, when they're in the shadow world, they can be their true self. And in fact, one of the things, a popular thing, it is like these parties, like a party that I'll say I'll know about. I'll just say I know about. The women, they would have to do whatever a man said, no matter what he said, they would have to do it. And I heard, I heard it was vile. I heard it was vile. You know?
I know,
And
absolutely.
is there age limit in the shadow world? No, there's no limit. They just got to pick you to be it. If you 70 and they feel like you sexy. See, that's one thing about the shadow world. A man can't just go in and he can't just say, "Well, can I show up here? Can I show up there?" A woman might come up to you because, like that party I mentioned, they um they were picking out the guys just walking along or something, and they picked
Mm.
out a friend of mine, so I know I know that happened. So,
Absolutely.
that's how it is. I mean, there's no age limit on it. But see, it's like cousin T-Tall is talking about with this whole live stream. It's their fantasy, it's what they get to do. And you'd be surprised though even if you out in public or you in a situation like I remember when I was on one of my jobs, I was working with the government, and it
Mhm.
was me and this woman, and it was a government office. It was a government office, federal government office. Me and her were alone in a conference room, and she said, "You know what, Ron? All women are hoes." That's like, oh shit.
Especially in their minds, and
Yes,
that's
and I don't care who the woman is, I don't care what she look like. All these women got a fantasy. All these women got a fantasy. In fact, I was telling cousin Tito before we got started. That's one thing with a Mr. Goodbar. They'll see a man and he's sexy to them, and because usually they're asleep, he wakes them up, and then all of a sudden they thinking about it. So sometimes with certain men, they don't need to have game. They need to just pay attention because women will do something, or if they get to know you. Like there was a woman, and I had mentioned her several times. She had paid for the hotel room. I had mentioned this particular story,
Mhm.
and we were on the phone. We were just friends, and we were on the phone one time, and she said, "It'd be great just to have a friend, just to have sex with, and all of that, no strings attached." I was like, "Oh, okay." She wants to have sex with me. Called up the next day, said, "Let's go to a motel." She paid. See, that's one thing. You can see their fantasy in what they wearing, what they doing. And if they fantasizing about you, like just say you just know them or you on the office fuck file or something, they'll find a way to let you know what's going on. Like this young girl I dealt with on one of my jobs, she was throwing it at me. She was throwing it at me. She came to work one time, nothing on, but had this little short dress on showing those big thick legs. She got those big shapely legs, those thick thighs would save lives. And she was showing it. But it tells you, like, even just regular, like, I mean, cousin Tito, of course, can tell you from the male exotic dancer point of view, but if you're not into that, just paying attention to what clothes they wearing around you, whatever they might be wearing. You might be working with them, they might have changed their perfume or something, fixed their hair. Like if you on a job or something and they changed up their clothing, they either want you or they want somebody on the job. Like I
Mhm.
told this one young lady, I said she was fixed up. I said, "Oh, okay, you hunting, huh?" She was like, "Yeah." I knew it wasn't me. Actually, another woman on the job had picked up something with this other young lady and me. She said, "Oh yeah, she trying to get you something, ain't she?" I was like, "I don't know if it's me. It wasn't me. I ain't get with her, but maybe she
Mm,
picked up something." Cause see, one thing women know, they know how women do. And but that's the thing, the fantasy. And of course, cousin T Talk can tell you how they amp the fantasy up. They be having a fantasy. All the dancer has to do, the entertainer has to do is pick up on what they want.
absolutely.
They be doing some stuff. I've been hearing some stuff. Shoot, some of them even hear some well, I ain't gonna use that word on here. Let's just say a man coming in and taking the poo. And I'll leave
Okay.
it at that. I ain't gonna use the word.
Absolutely, and that's a great point. There are so many types of fantasy,
Mhm.
and, I'm gonna dedicate a live stream, to the Office fuck file, okay? So here, I'll just mention it in passing or just as a reference point, to an aspect of the power of fantasy. But my main policy on The Office or where you work, do not, do not, just like the gym, do not, unless she's an exception. And when
Yeah.
we do that particular podcast, I'll go over what the exception is, okay?
Okay.
In those spaces because it's not worth blowing up the spot, basically.
No, no, it's not. You gotta be real careful because I've had some dudes, they would ask me about it. I was like, yeah, I'm checking out that woman. I was like, man, you gotta slow walk them. You gotta make sure they coming for you.
Right.
They gotta do something like that young girl I mentioned a while ago, a few minutes ago. She was throwing it at me. She was making that shit blatant.
Oh yeah.
But otherwise, if I just saw her around, I couldn't be walking up to her say something because then your next step might be human resources.
Absolutely will be. And I only say that I recommend that men not do that from experience. Uh, Fortunately, the majority of the times where I went with the exception, uh, I made sure that it was taken off of the premises, out of the
Yeah.
professional space, and into more intimate personal space. But again, those are not a sure thing in terms of a person being mentally prepared to manage that dynamic
Mhm.
with a coworker, with a vendor, with a contractor, with someone who is in your professional space that affects your paycheck.
Mhm.
And that's really why, I recommend that not being the case. Well, like I said, I'll do a full breakdown because that does deserve its own live stream.
Yes.
And so, getting back to the fantasy aspect of it, we've discussed how you would show up. Of course, you're taking care of your health. Of course, you're in the gym. Of course,
Mhm.
you're eating right. You're eating the type of food, and you have the type of diet that has your energy up, because
Mhm.
your stamina,
Mhm.
your
Mhm.
prowess,
Mhm.
is what is at the center of the fantasy.
Mhm. Oh
Beyond
yeah.
yeah, beyond her pleasure, it's going to be derived from your prowess. Her pleasure is tied to your prowess, not just
Yeah.
your physical prowess and the way that you communicate what you're going to do to her, how often you're going to do
Mhm.
it to her, what
Mhm.
you're going to do it to her with, what type of
Mhm.
fruits will be involved, what
Oh
type
yeah.
of, you know, chocolates and whipped cream and all of these other, foods and beverages are going to be tied to this particular space of fantasy. But the way that you present the fantasy, you present that fantasy by planting a seed in her mind.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
how do you plant the seed of the fantasy in a woman's mind? Well, you think about what it is you want her to build.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Yeah.
let me give you an example. If you want her to build a backseat fantasy,
Mhm.
right? You plant the seed of a backseat.
Mhm.
People are in the back seats of vehicles all the time nowadays,
Yeah.
in Ubers, in taxis, right?
Mhm.
So the way that you would plant the seed of the fantasy of the back seat in a woman's mind that you wish for her to build that fantasy out with is by telling her a story.
Mhm.
Hey, Rachel. Hey, Keisha. The craziest thing happened to me, on my way in to the city, coming to this bar tonight. I was in the backseat of this Uber, and
Mhm.
I was still trying to make sure that I had my wallet, that I had my phone, that I had my keys. So I kept fumbling in my pockets. Do you
Mhm.
know? Do you know what I mean? Can you see that? You can see me
Mhm.
in the backseat of a car fumbling in my pockets, right, Keisha?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think about how crazy that is?
Yeah.
Now you
Yeah, she's
planted the
thinking
seed.
about it. Yeah, she's thinking about it now, cause now you put her there. Cause the thing is, well, first of all, you already fixed up. I mean, you've been hitting the gym. You got that nice perfume, well, cologne on. I always say perfume, thinking about this one young lady, but cologne on. Shoot, you got that Enchante by, cousin
That's
Tito.
it.
Oh, hey, man, that joint work though. Let me just tell you, dude, that joint work,
The ASP
dude.
Holy Ghost, absolutely.
Yeah, so you already got that on. She already thinking, but then you putting the thought in on what to do with her. Now, you would do it that way. I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. I've actually told some women because I don't have a problem with that friend zone. Now, some women who might be, I might just call them my friend. I might just hint on what I've done with another woman.
Mhm.
Like, I might just say, yeah, I was with this other woman and she automatically gonna be thinking about it because one thing I realized with women, they looking for that good one. And if you look like you'll give her the impression that you satisfied another woman, all of a sudden they start thinking about it. It's like, oh, I wonder what he could do with me. So I
Absolutely.
mean, that's a way I might go with it. And that's something I've used. Like I remember I told this one woman, I said, yeah, yeah, we be getting together, but she all right sucking my dick. And I said I ain't that pressed about it. And she said, you just haven't had it sucked right. Man,
Right. You start it
a
and they
month or
continue it.
a
Wonderful.
month or so later, man, she was doing some stuff. I still be thinking about that. I was like, God damn, that's what she doing? I was like, man,
It's
dude, she could have gave a lesson in it.
it's like that. It's like that. What up, Joe Blast? What
What's
up,
poppin', twin?
Joe Blast?
What's up, brother?
Uh, Salute to you for the $5. We call it the Fin in Chicago. Thanks for the Fin. Respect to Cousin T in the general. Absolutely. Yes,
Yeah,
indeed. Yes,
but
indeed.
I like how you did that because think about it, and y'all should take notes. All because a lot of dudes would say, "Well, what can I do to get this woman to want to have sex?" Well, first of all, you gotta take care of your whole physicality. She gotta look at you and want to get with you first of all. Because if you ain't fixed up, you ain't take care of yourself, you ain't let the barber bless you, you ain't smelling good, you try that same thing, she's like, "Oh, damn, he put that image in my mind. Let me wash it out or something." She got to look at you and want to get with you. That's the first and foremost because that's your main bait right there before you do anything else. And then you could say, "Well, yeah, I did this in the back seat or wherever." You want her to start thinking about it or, sitting around the house or something. Those some stuff, man. Whatever the case. And one of the gifts I had was really just getting the women open about sex. I never forget this one time this young lady called me up. She said, "Hey Ron, what you doing?" I said, "I'm just reading a comic book." She was like, "Can you read a comic book while I'm sucking your dick?" I was like, "I don't know. Let's just find out."
She already had the thought in mind. She already
Oh
had it
yeah.
going. It was already in motion, the motion as we call it nowadays. Shout out to Afi Kingdom.
What's
Salute
up,
to you, brother. How
nephew?
you feeling? How
What's
you
up,
feeling?
nephew?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we definitely got to catch up, man. I got like a shelf of his books, man. He got so many books out. He ain't no
That's
joke,
what's up. That's what's
man.
up.
I
No,
got to tell the story with Afi Kingdom. I remember we set up a consultation, right? I
mhm.
listened to him for 5 minutes. I said, "What he need me for?" I could tell 5 minutes. I said, "Nah, this dude a player. What he paying me for? What he paying me for?" I could just listen to him. I could just listen to him. That's how you know somebody really got some game then.
No, absolutely, absolutely. We definitely will be chopping it up very soon, very much so in the near future with Afi Kingdom because we need to we need to interrogate him about those international player stylistic stories he's got, and compare some notes.
Oh yeah,
We definitely
yeah.
have to compare notes. Let's see. Salute to it's Clip City says this is a fact. Was just talking to a woman a couple days ago and the topic of sex came up. I just told her I love to get my partner off in bed, and the more I emphasized that, the more she got turned on. Absolutely, absolutely. And
Well,
that's really where we're going in terms of the power of fantasy. Now,
yeah.
we've discussed your appearance. We discussed how you take care of who you are before you show up into a space. Now, we're talking about planting the seeds of the
Mhm.
fantasy in
Yes.
order to allow a woman to build on it.
Yes.
Now, we as men, part of what happens on our path of masculine mastery is our ability to be effective storytellers. So, as men, we absolutely have the ability to build that fantasy. And the way that we uh, style ourselves, the way that we speak, the way that we walk, the way that we present to the world factors into the way that we tell stories.
Mhm.
And our ability to include elements of the woman that we're targeting for this fantasy will
Mhm.
determine how effectively she
Mhm.
becomes involved with that fantasy. If you
Mhm.
recall, I did a demonstration briefly with Pimp God a week ago in terms of a coaching method that I use with new coaching clients who are, excited about getting back into the dating market, excited about being on the dating apps. Anytime I am talking about the elementary level of game with a student, like I always do, I have them pull up their For You page. All right.
Mhm.
I don't try to dictate to them what a dime piece is, what a 9, what a 8, or whatever is.
Mhm.
I tell them to pull that woman up themselves. Go to a model website, go to, Miss Universe or whatever. Have them pull up what they believe, what they see as a 7, 8, or 9. And then I say, describe her to me,
Mhm.
right? Red
Mhm.
dress,
Mhm.
backless, wearing
Mhm.
a diamond necklace. This is how I try to encourage them to describe her. She's carrying a purse. She's wearing high heel shoes. She has her hair done up with a ponytail in the back. Great. Now, how would you describe her to her in a
Mm.
conversation? Right? The purpose of this exercise is to get men used to integrating the reality that he sees,
Mhm.
especially in terms of the woman that he sees right in front of him, into the storytelling method. The
Mhm.
his ability to show her how he sees her is
Mhm.
going to play a
Yeah.
major role in the fantasy, and
Yeah.
how powerful and how impactful and how effective the fantasy that he's building will be, depending
Yeah.
on what it is that he wants. Does he want to slow walk it? Does he want to
Mhm.
just flirt? Does he want to tease her? And then, oh, okay, it was really nice hanging out with you, or it was really nice meeting you at this coffee shop. You know what? My number just came up. You got my phone number, business card, or whatever, or however you want to exchange information.
Yeah.
All right, yep, here we go. Here's my coffee. I'll see you soon. You know,
Mhm.
breadcrumbs. Okay, slow walk, or which is what I like, immediately bring her to a space of fantasy. Let's let's
Yeah.
let's stay in the coffee shop for a little bit.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
your physique is on point.
Mhm.
It's just a casual Saturday or
Yeah.
Sunday or whatever day that you have some time. You're
Mhm.
at a coffee shop. You've got your laptop or you've got the book that you're reading. This fine young thing walks in, and I'm talking about Fizine. All right.
Mhm.
Rom likes to use the damn principle. All right.
Oh, yeah.
If
Oh,
she's
okay.
if she fine enough to make you say, "Damn,"
Yeah, make you look ugly. Be like, God dang.
she has walked into the coffee shop. Now
Mhm.
you're over there minding your business, taking in the scene, getting into a great chapter within your book, right? And she obviously noticed you out the corner of her eye. She's trying to play it off, okay? Because she has to play aloof, she has to play cool or whatever. She
Well, let
orders.
me say
Go
something real
ahead.
quick.
Go ahead.
Don't think for a second if a woman fix up in the morning. Like I said earlier, she fix up, she wants some, she hunting. Because if a woman don't want to be bothered, she'd have came in there, covered up everything, wouldn't have been fixed up. She want to find man to notice her. She's hunting. Women looking around, they use mirrors, but see, they want you to come to them. So shoot, so you in there, you looking good, you doing all that stuff. Don't think she don't see you. See, a lot of guys think that woman ain't paying attention. She paying attention, but she playing that role. Trust me. Go ahead, cousin T Talk. Go ahead, continue.
Absolutely. Shout out to William Trigoso. He said, "Yep, pointed out." Yeah, that's right. Miss Philippines, great example. Great example. We'll just say, yeah, you got Miss Philippines in the coffee shop. She just walked in. This is our
Mm,
off day. This is our quote unquote off day, right?
mhm,
The off day for a beauty queen is the best day for the average woman, right?
mhm.
She's placed her order. She slides over to the to go counter to wait for it to be processed and placed in her hand. You think to yourself, man, this is a wonderful opportunity to present her with a fantasy of
Mhm,
me and her.
mhm.
So, how do you start this off? How do you make this fantasy take flight? How do you start this fantasy? Now,
Mhm.
I got my ways, okay? I like to break the ice by pointing out something that's either obvious, something that is enjoyable, something that is lighthearted. But we've got a legend. We've got a master here. How would you like to break the ice, Rom?
Man, usually I just say hi. I just say I don't get that complicated. I be like, "Hey, how you doing today?" You
Mhm.
know right away, and she used to be smiling, talking, whatever, and we just go from there. See, you be doing all this other stuff. I just be like, "Hey, how you doing?" But see, I can do that because usually I'm picking up that the woman is looking anyway. So I'm directing to the point. But what you're talking about too is whatever you're doing. And one of the things I would say too is what's the situation? What's going on? What's the weather? Whatever.
Mhm.
But
So
she's hunting. But see, here's the thing. We just have just that regular conversation. As soon as she has it, as soon as we start making that connection, it's like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, like because what a woman to do, like that situation, act like she ain't paying attention to you. Then when you say hi, all of a sudden she real friendly. Then I just sit
right,
back and listen. She's the one that will
right.
start talking. She's the one she'll start talking, and what you want to do is pay attention to what she's saying, because whatever fantasy, whatever's going on in her mind, she letting you know. She letting you know, and she'll give you clues. See, unfortunately, a lot of guys they miss out on a clue because they thinking one thing, but she giving signals or something like that. She giving signals, and see, I'll listen to them and say, "Oh, okay, they talking about this. Oh, okay, all right," or they trying to make this connection.
Now, the
Now, cousin T-Tall, you I gotta give it to cousin T-Tall because we got different styles. Like I'm a bit more direct, but you'll get in there, say whatever. In fact, I seen what you were doing because I remember when we were at that self-improvement summit, we were working out before the summit, and you were talking with a young lady who was working at that particular health club.
I was listen, our minds are in sync. I was literally about to go
Yeah, I
there.
was watching it. She's all smiley and all of that, and yeah, even though she
Yeah,
had a man, but she was still smiley, and
absolutely.
and
Oh, we
why?
gonna tell that story. Let's get into it. Look at that boy. Woo, in sync.
I remember. Yeah, I remember that because she had been driven by another guy, but
Mhm.
dude just started talking with her and everything,
Just
and
casual. Real
yeah, just
casual. It
casual, but she's smiling. I mean, as soon as their teeth start showing, as soon as they get
it's
as
over.
C Boogie would say, teethy, you got 'em.
That's it.
You
And you
got 'em.
remember how it started? She was walking, towards the door, had a coat on, and she
Oh, yeah.
dropped the pen. She dropped her pen, and it was it. It was
Oh,
on.
okay.
I'm like,
I don't remember that part. I just remember the smile, and
"That's
she was
it."
a little bit taller than average. That was her, right?
Yeah, slim. Yeah.
Yeah, but
All slim thing, yeah.
she was looking nice though. And dude just had that conversation talking with her. She all friendly and stuff.
That's it. And the
Yeah.
conversation can start with anything. Like I
Mhm.
said, my style is to use a lighthearted way to break the ice
Yeah.
because I'm enjoying myself, right?
Yeah,
If
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
have a conversation with somebody, and this is another key, all right? Write this down, play this back or
Mhm.
whatever. Another key to having a comfortable conversation and an effective conversation with anybody, but in particular, the type of woman that you're attracted to, the type of woman that you wanna see where things go and, can possibly progress to, is to enjoy yourself. And I
Yeah,
enjoy
definitely.
myself through hearted banter. And what
Yeah, he
happened in
was
that scenario when Ron, myself, and some other guys were walking out of the gym after working out, this employee, she had been waiting on her ride who was pulling up to the gym, and she was walking out at the same time where we were in the front of the establishment. And as she walked out, she had dropped the pen, and that was it.
mhm.
That's all I needed. Also, you nervous? It's all right. It's
Mm.
all right. Hey, listen, listen. My name T. Here. let me help you pick up the pen, grab her
Yeah,
hand, put it on it in all right. So by the way, what how long you been working here? Do you actually work out or you just look like it? Just
yeah. And
immediately
Imma tell you
immediately.
what with her
Mhm.
though, Imma tell you what, she might have dropped that pin on purpose because women
Oh, you
got that
kidding me? Of course.
women got their little slickness too. Imma tell you what, because
Absolutely.
like I said, women one thing with women, they got their fantasies and their fantasy machine is always working. They see a
Always.
guy and they like, "Oh, okay, let me do something." You might there's been times I walk down the street, have a woman in front of me, she look back, all of a sudden she's slowing down. And I was like, "Man." I remember when I was living in DC, going into my building, and this young lady, she saw me. We're getting off the bus. She walked real slow. Would have
Mm.
got with her, but this other woman was right there. They got this slick. Trust me. You
Mhm.
be thinking you're approaching them, but really they done saw you. They done put
Yeah.
themselves in your path or something like that. And like that young lady there, shoot, she probably already thought something. I mean, you
Oh,
you
she
just
knew.
gotta really pay attention and just don't be nervous, have fun. Like, cousin Tito, he'll have more fun. Now, even that when I say hi, I'm usually friendly. I ain't gonna be like, "Hey, how you doing?" and just like that. Say, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on?" And they just start talking, being real friendly, something.
Absolutely.
Or
And
even now, you know, remember young lady, well, I call them all young. I don't
mm,
speak to her at the gym, but I would see her around for a few times before I said anything. But she always be friendly and stuff. But I'll just say she touchy, and I'll leave it at that.
well, that's a part of the
She's touchy.
fantasy. That's a part of the
Yeah.
fantasy. That's why you give them something to touch. If you're into, jewelry, have something that's interesting, an interesting piece, and I write about this in my book.
Ooh,
Have something that's, a conversation piece, something that's unique that speaks to who you are and a part
ooh.
of,
I got
your
a story
dynamic.
about that, man.
Because women go ahead.
I was at a it was a relationship expo, and this symbol I have on the wall up here, I
Mhm.
have a symbol like that around my neck. And a
Mm,
roll out of bed beautiful woman, she come up to me. I mean, she was roll out of bed beautiful. She said, "Hey, what's this symbol?" I mean, she had something. See, I had an opening right there for her. And they'll do something innocent, like they'll be like, "Yeah, you got you got some nice shoes, you got
mm,
something." The women will do something. See, when they fantasize, and they'll do something indirect to try to get your attention. All you had to do is just pick up on it,
that's
and
it.
maybe check her out, make sure she's somebody you want to get with.
Right.
But, and like I said, my usual thing is high, but it depends on the situation, what we doing, what's up. Because when the young lady said something to me about this, we talked about it. I told her what it was, and we went from there. We went from there. But the bottom line is these women are looking. They always fantasizing. And they always checking out a man. I don't care. Sometimes I'll be driving and a woman will check me out. And I'm an old guy. Yeah, got all this shave, but there's personal reasons, but
Right.
they
Rom,
always
that
looking
means
for.
distinguished. You're distinguished.
Yes. Yes. And see, you got to have it. And see, I'm gonna tell you what, but really listening to what cousin Tito is saying, he going into it deeper, putting fantasies in a woman's mind or something. Because see, here's the thing with women. When they see that guy who is sexually appealing to them, see they asleep most of the time, but they see that guy who's sexually appealing, they'll wake up for that moment and then they'll go back to sleep. They in a trance, but what they doing in that trance is they constantly imagine scenarios where they getting together with you. Like I
Absolutely.
say, you don't necessarily need game, but you need to pay attention. Like, okay, what's going on? What's she doing? All right, what's she doing? She walking slow. She seeing you every time she see you. She smile, whatever. You know.
Indeed, and that's the perfect segue, Rom just gave the perfect alley oop. Now we started with your grooming, your presentation. We got into your prowess or your energy, how you show up, how you enjoy yourself
Mhm,
within the interaction that you're having with the type of woman that you desire to acquire and exchange with. Now let's get into the performance. Because
mhm,
let's be clear, we're talking about the first sort of point of the 3 points of the relationship arc, right? The mating, the dating, and the relating. We're talking about mating right now. Now, with your performance, that is the payoff, the initial payoff to the fantasy that you've built with the woman with these initial interactions. Because let's be clear, gentlemen, that primal driver for pleasure is
mhm,
what is seeding her fantasy, right?
mhm,
And I'm going to take this next part from the scene, okay? I'm going to take this next part from the club, right?
mhm,
The performance, how you engage with the woman once you're back at her place, once you're at the hotel, once you're at the spot, you're
mhm,
back at your place, wherever. The built up anticipation,
mhm.
because for however long it's taken you to bring her from hello to the pillow, she has been eagerly awaiting this moment.
Yes, yes.
And at the club, we call it painting the target. See, we have the
Mm,
target,
okay.
but now you have to paint the target. Now, why do we say paint the target? It's because a woman is a canvas,
Mm,
right? She
yes.
is waiting for you to display your artistic ability. Are
Mhm,
you about to deliver a masterpiece,
mhm,
or are you about to scribble some chicken scratch? Now,
mhm.
because that can go a multitude of ways. She's prepared herself. She's gotten waxed. She's gotten her toes did. She's
Oh,
got
yeah.
her favorite pair of underdraws on,
Mhm,
underbreeches, panties, if you would. She's gotten the makeup. She's got that matte lip, whatever it is they call it. She's
yes.
done the things on her end. She's got the canvas
Mhm,
prepared for you.
mhm.
Now it's your responsibility as the artist to bring this art to life. One
Yes,
of the
yes.
reasons why we call it painting the target. Now, in the club world, all right, we're setting her up so that we can hit that jackpot. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Hopefully we can hit the jackpot. Let me see if I got that. Oh, yeah, yeah. Because we want her to
Yes.
cash out. We want to bring her to the point during this presentation. We're doing a
Mhm,
chair dance. We're opening her legs. We're opening her
mhm,
mind. We're laying her head back. We're
mhm,
putting her hands in different places that arouse her imagination. We're
mhm.
performing or pantomiming the intimate act, but obviously we're not doing it, right?
Yeah.
Wink. And so, what you're doing as you prepare to paint this canvas, and I, we got to give up some more Patreon level stuff here, okay? Always remember the Patreon for Ron will be scrolling at the bottom of your screen. My Patreon is always going to be in the channel description. But how you're going to paint your work with
Yeah.
the canvas of this woman
Mhm,
starts with foreplay. Now,
mhm.
how you build up your foreplay performance is up to you. It's up to your uh,
Yeah,
personality. It's up to your character. It's up to
yeah,
how you like to do it. Do you like to lift her up? Do you like to put her on the kitchen counter? Do you like to
yeah.
start in the bathroom? Do you like to start in
Mhm,
the living room, on the
mhm.
couch, on the chair? However it is that you want to uh, set this canvas in the position to receive your artistic expression, that's up to you. Now you get into the engagement. You're taking
Mhm.
it down. You're actually fulfilling and carrying out this fantasy. You're bringing
Yeah.
the fantasy from her mind into reality. I'm going to tell you
Yeah.
something, Rob. One of the things that has always has, I'm going to say 98%, which is a high percentage of satisfying a woman with the first within the first engagement or the first two engagements has been this buildup that I've developed over time.
No, I mean you got to take your time. You do have to build it up. Like if you get a woman, that's one thing they don't fantasize about you just hitting it. Well, most cases, you just getting in and just getting in there and taking care of stuff, and then you over in a minute or something. You got to take your time.
Right.
You got to keep building up that fantasy. You doing something. In
Right.
fact, if she try to rush you, you say, "Hold up, baby. Hold up, you messing up now. You punished now. We gotta take a little bit. Like don't go in there right away. Take your time." Like there was this one woman I dealt with. I ain't even hit it the first night because she had such a body. I said, hold up, I just gotta explore this the first night. Hit it the next night, but I ain't even hit it the first night. You gotta take your time. You got because they have that fantasy, and of course they don't know exactly what you're going to do, but they you just want to take your time. You do want to paint it. You want to show her your prowess. You want to like really she's that canvas right there. You want to paint her. You want to paint her. I wouldn't have used that term, but I'll use it now. You want to take your time with it, because trust me, because I don't know. See, with some of the women, a lot of the women I've been with, I'm gonna say a lot of the women, you go over their place, shoot, they ready to go already. They already fantasizing. You just had to pick up on, be coming over my place, no underwear on, or one woman go in the bathroom. Yeah, bathroom. I just
Mm,
say bedroom, but bathroom. She go in the bathroom, come out and nothing but some lingerie on. Not
that's it.
lingerie, lingerie.
That's
Shoot.
it.
But
And
she already knew what she was thinking anyway. Already knew what she was thinking. She paid for the date. But you gotta take your time. You gotta take your time. You don't just throw the paint on there. You just hold up. You say, hold up, get that thing on there. Brush here, there. Think about it. Move her around a bit. Shoot, you probably be showing her something new. But don't go in there and be like, oh damn, was that good for you? She be pissed off. She
and
she be she be pissed off. You probably ain't gonna get with her again. She be mad. She be like, "That's it." The meaner ones will say that's it. The other ones will tell her be like, "You know what? I gotta do something tomorrow morning. I don't want to deal with you anymore."
listen,
you know?
listen. Yeah, look, mean girls need love too. Let me be honest. I've had a
Yeah,
few
they do.
mean ones, and they purr like kittens once you put your stamp on them. Okay,
Mm,
but
yeah,
this is why it's a process. This is
it
why.
it really is. It
Mhm.
really is a process. It's like they had a fantasy, come from across the country or something, have their sexy clothes on, no panties on, something like that. Yeah, yeah. I got
Absolutely.
some pictures. I don't share my stuff online with y'all, Uncle Ron, because I be having some women. There might be some women watching this now. They be like, I hope you don't call my name. I hope you don't call. Yeah,
Knowing
because
me.
let me just say something real quick though. Like I said earlier, like we were talking about earlier with the shadow world, like eh, you deal with some of these women, they want to be all prim and proper publicly. They don't want to let everybody know what they doing. So,
Absolutely. And part of where we're going with this particular demonstration is to the payoff.
yeah,
Part of the power of being able to build and deliver on a fantasy is, of course, the payoff.
yes,
And this is a pro tip. This is a pro tip right here. All right, for a deeper and more specific to your case, pro instruction. Obviously, you have to book a session. However, this is going to be very general. Now, Uh, contrary to popular belief, we not only write books and publish books, but we read a lot of books. Okay, and I read books on reproductive health. I read books by psychoanalysts, psychotherapists, you know, biologists, and those who are reproductive health professionals. Okay, sexologists, if you would. So I understand the performance arc and
Mhm.
the various regions of uh, our anatomy and the female anatomy,
Mhm.
and stimulation time
Mhm.
and preparation. All of these things come into play when you're in that space of engagement. We started with foreplay. Now we're in engagement.
Mhm.
Okay. Painting that canvas. Now we're moving into the finishing
Mhm.
move. And every man needs to develop and perfect his finishing move. You see,
Mhm.
I'm setting this up just like an onstage performance or
Mhm.
on the floor performance of an
Mhm.
exotic entertainer.
Mhm.
The foreplay, the engagement, the finishing move. Are you going to flip her over? Are
Mhm.
you going to use, like I said, props? Are you going
Mhm.
to tie her up? What are you going to do that she has no clue in terms of what's coming next? One of
Mhm.
the things that is going to increase the chance of her arriving, you know what I mean when I say arriving, achieving that climax. I'm trying to be careful because we're on the YouTube side. Achieving that arrival point
Mhm.
is you talking her through it.
Mm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, let's be clear. There's a difference between talking her through it and delivering that demon D. All right. We
Mhm.
discussed demon D over on the Patreon, which is a different thing. You don't want to drive her crazy. You don't want to flip that crazy switch. All right.
Mhm.
This is super casual. You're not trying to, all right. But talking her through it has a physical response in her body. You see,
Mhm.
women are primarily emotional based.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They pick up on energy and vibration,
Mhm.
and words are a powerful driver of emotions. Words carry vibrational frequency. Listen to what I'm saying. Words carry vibrational frequency. So when you are bringing her into this finishing move,
Mhm.
you must call this space out to her. Call
Mhm.
this moment out to her.
Mm.
Cannot
Mm.
stress it enough, especially with when this is the initial time that you two are engaging. You've got to call
Mhm.
this out of her. Okay. And so when you're at that point of delivering that finishing move, this is when you're done with painting the canvas. And you
Mhm.
know, the final step once an artist is done painting the canvas,
Mhm.
you got to sign it.
Mm.
You got to put your name on it,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
That's called aftercare.
Uh-huh.
You see, we've taken you from foreplay through the engagement to the finishing move, and now we are signing our artwork. We are
Mhm.
signing this new piece of art.
Mhm.
You see?
Mm.
And aftercare obviously is an important part of it because you're bringing her back to reality. You've
Yeah.
taken her through the fantasy that started 3 days ago when you first met at the coffee shop. You're
Mhm.
taking her through that fantasy and making it a reality when you first matched on that dating app. You're taking her through the fantasy that started when you first started communicating with each other, all the way through the bedroom,
Mhm.
through the hotel room, through the
Mhm.
back seat, through whatever space of the scene that Jess carried out.
Mhm.
And now in the aftercare portion, you're making sure that she's coming back calmly, that
Mm.
you both are aligned in your agreement that this was an exchange of intimacy and not a
Mm.
transaction, that this was the moment for the sake of itself.
Mhm.
This is not this is not a proposal to be married. This is the introduction to a new chapter in her life.
Mm. Mm.
Hello, it's me.
Hey man, yeah. Hey man, you got to play the Holy Ghost, man. Man, I just had to say okay.
Absolutely.
He just took y'all through it. He just let y'all know, like I said, you can't be like no like the that 2 minute thing. Don't be no 2 minute man up in there because they want that fantasy. They want that whole show, and then you gotta take care of them afterwards. You gotta paint that canvas. I mean, y'all need to bless cousin T-Tall for that one, man. He
Absolutely.
gave you
Go
he
ahead,
gave
cash out. Cash me out.
yeah,
Cash me
y'all
out.
need to bless him for that because
Listen, holla at the Tea
I'm a
Talk Tabernacle, holla at them super chats because this is Patreon level information. We are bringing you the
mm,
level of teaching and instruction and mentorship that we provide not only in the private space of the Patreon but also that we deliver during our coaching sessions. Now keep in mind with coaching sessions, this is tailored specifically to who you are, how you show up in the world, how we are
mm,
setting you on the path of mastery. Okay,
yeah.
so we're taking our time with it and we're being quite general because we're on the YouTube side. But if you want more of that, definitely sub, definitely bless Ram, by going to his Patreon, by supporting his efforts with his Cash App. It should be coming across the stream right now. There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna
But
tell you. Let me
go ahead.
just say this. I'm gonna say this. I mean, and this is specifically why this is so powerful. Because I'm gonna tell you what. Like I said, I don't mind talking to the ladies. A third of my consultation clients are ladies. They've been complaining. Women complaining. Y'all hear me? Women are complaining. Dudes out here just they don't be painting. They get their thing off or don't know what to do. Don't really even get to the point where they fixing up themselves just to get to that point. Wondering why there's a male loneliness epidemic. I'm like, there shouldn't be. These women out here horny. It don't take much. If you really look at how these women are dressed out here, and that's like 18 to 80. 1880, how they dress. Like there's an older woman that live around here. Every time I see her, I know she got some fat thighs on her, but she older. She older. She might be in her 60s or something. These women want to get down, but see, they don't want to get down with every man because a lot of men they don't want to even come close to fulfilling the fantasy.
Absolutely.
Because, yeah, they don't want to get with every single man though, of course. And see, that's what a lot of guys don't understand. They're like, "Hey, it ain't happening for me." Well, hold up, you ain't. You hitting the gym? You fixing up? You got that Enchante on? I mean, come on now.
Absolutely. Shout out to Eon Star 2441 for kicking that off. We appreciate that two spot. Great Uday. Is that French?
Gratitude,
Oh, gratitude. Okay, it's space. Gratitude.
gratitude.
My bad. You got it. I'm glad we're using your eyes as well tonight. Now, keep in mind, gentlemen and ladies who are with us this evening, we just
And I know a few ladies are in here. I know y'all
absolutely listen,
slick.
man.
Y'all probably
Right.
like, go ahead and
Oh,
tell them. They probably like, yeah, go ahead and tell them.
that's it. Look.
Go
Shoot.
ask your cousin.
That's right. That's what we got for the ladies.
Go ask your cousin.
Absolutely. They love when your cousin gives you this information because who's going to be the ultimate beneficiary of it?
Yeah,
The
they are.
ladies.
Well, I'm gonna
Absolutely.
tell you. I'm gonna tell you what, man. like I said, a third of my consultation clients are ladies. They be wanting some guys to tear them up. They be wanting some guys, but the guys be like tripping. But listen to the game that mainly cousin T-Tar is giving, because he's breaking it down way more than me. I just say hi. He tell you how to play in fantasies and and I've said publicly there ain't no magic words.
Mm-mm.
And when I say magic words, because you got to look at it holistically, because you can't just walk up to a woman and say whatever. You still got to make sure your bait is okay, your appearance is okay. She got to look at you, and she's checking you out within 3 seconds. She got to look at you and want to have sex with you. Then you can have the magic words. She's opening it up, she's giving you some chance to talk to her, see when she approach you, because in the seduction scriptures,
Mhm.
cousin talks about the 5 F's. That
Mhm.
woman saw you like down the block. If that woman is in front of you, she already saw you. You might just see it, but she already saw you. Because if a woman see you and she don't want to be bothered with you, oh, she will find a way to not be around you. She will find a way to cross the street way before you get there. But see, you have to recognize that, and then you have to like get that fantasy. They don't fantasize about no quick 2 minute thing. Shoot, they want you to paint that whole picture. And see, once you understand that, I mean, of course, you ain't gonna do it exactly the way they want. Like I would say, show them something new, but you still gotta do something. You can't be like hit it and quit it that quick. You
Well,
gotta show them some new stuff. You gotta be in there a while. It was like this older brother when I was young would say, and I mean he was a big old fat dude. We call him Kool-Aid. But he tell a woman straight up, he said, yeah, I take an hour on one breast. I was like, oh snap. We called him Kool-Aid, but he had a fine ass woman. But
Mm.
and that same she was older, but I was still a teenager. She was trying to hook up with me, but that's another story.
Yes, indeed. Well, I mean, to what you just said, I think you make a great point when you say they don't want 2 minutes, and any man, who plays this back and you actually listen to the different steps and the different scenes that I developed over the course of the first part of this stream, that's at least 30 minutes worth of work.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
see,
yeah.
the 2 minutes, that should be at the, apex or the climax or your finishing move, okay, when you both have, arrived to that space, you see? And, of course, we can break this down further on the Patreon or and in a, private consultation. But, basically, when we're talking about painting a woman or painting
Mhm.
the canvas, right? All of the activity, all of the touching, all of the commands, all of the movements are building up that pressure within a woman. So it's
Yes.
not going to take an hour. It's not going to take a half hour. It's not of actual engagement, right? Engagement. Use your mind when I say engagement with a
Mhm,
woman to bring her to that peak. You see,
mhm.
foreplay helps to build that up.
Yeah.
Your intimate and erotic instruction helps to bring it to build that up.
Yes.
How you touch, how you move, how you reposition her helps to stimulate and build up towards that peak,
Yeah, yeah.
aka your finishing move. But gentlemen, let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen, people in the chat, let's understand that's the first layer. We've got 2 more layers to go. All right.
Mhm.
So get it together. Shout out to the Teton Tabernacle. Shout out to Ram's Cash App and his Patreon as we take you through the second level. We've covered mating, okay, just the initial
Mhm.
interaction off the dating app, from the rooftop party, from the initial engagement that you're having with the type of woman that you desire to acquire an intimate exchange with.
Mhm.
Let's go into the dating phase,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Now, when we talk about dating, I like to use the kiss method. Those of you who who were not born in the 1900s, uh, let's spell out what the KISS method is. Keep it simple, stupid. All right.
Yeah.
Keep it simple in terms of how you continue the fantasy. You
Yeah.
see?
Yeah.
The example that we used with the mating aspect of the fantasy can be transitioned over into the dating space. You're
Mhm.
planting seeds that
Yeah.
she will build on in terms of
Yes.
the fantasy. What do we mean about seeds for the dating phase? Well, consider what dating means. You're arranging a date, time, and location for an experience.
Mhm.
A date, time, and location for an experience,
Mhm.
which means that you need to know what that experience is going to be.
Yes.
Is it shooting pool? Is it
Mhm.
bowling? Is it
Mhm.
dinner and a movie? Is it
Mhm.
dancing? What is
Mhm.
it that you do? What are your lifestyle elements?
Yeah.
Obviously, we go over these in detail and we help develop how these function during private coaching sessions. But you need to think about that. What does your life look like? How does your lifestyle reflect your interests as a man? Right? What are your
Mhm.
hobbies? Are you into bird watching? Are you into taking nature walks? Are you into the beach? Are you into travel?
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
You don't have to be into travel, but if that is a part of your lifestyle and you're following this advice and you recognize that you are compatible in the mating phase and you've decided to introduce her to the dating phase, I'm going to say this again because a lot of people are going to miss it. I'm
Mhm.
going to say this again because a lot of people are going to miss it. If you have discovered that you're compatible in the space of intimacy,
Mhm.
because you took her from hello to the pillow, and
Mhm.
now you've determined that you want to move it into the phase of dating, yes, travel can be there. You can take a
Yeah.
day trip. You can take a bus ride. You can take a train ride to a neighboring city or state to pick apples in an orchard or to go for a hay ride, go horseback riding, uh, tennis at a country club, right? There's so many possibilities, and they're all based on what you like to do. But you need to know who you are first. Who are you?
Yeah.
Right? Are you a
Mhm.
stamp collector? Okay.
Mhm.
Have you visited a stamp museum? Have you visited your central uh, post office where they have stamp collection displays? I'm just giving you examples. Okay. To each their own. Are you a cosplayer? Right? Is there a convention that you can attend? The possibilities are endless and limitless, right?
Mhm.
When we're talking about continuing the fantasy or
Mhm.
building new fantasies with the woman that you're dating, you have to keep it simple in that
Yeah.
you plant the seed, meaning you set the date, the time, and the destination,
Yeah.
and she's going to build out of that seed the fantasy. Oh, what am I going to wear?
Yeah.
you, you can if you're the type of man that want to give her an outfit choice or color coordinate as we like to do in Chicago, matching sort sets, but that's further down the road. You're in a different space when you matching stuff. Anyway, she's thinking about what she's going to wear to complement what your style of dress is, right?
Mhm.
That's a part of her building out that fantasy. She's
Yeah.
thinking about what's going to happen on the car ride. She's thinking
Mhm.
about what's going to happen on the plane or the train trip along the way, because it's not only just the destination, it is the journey, right?
Mhm.
And all the while, and this is during the dating phase, you're documenting the journey,
Mhm.
right? You're taking pictures, you're taking videos. And if you're the type that likes to give flowers,
Mhm.
you've got a flower book where you press one of the petals in. right?
Mhm.
With the date and the occasion, right? This is where your lifestyle elements are on full display. Ron,
Mhm.
before we move into the next phase, what do you have on dating?
Man, I don't have much to add on to it. It's just like you said. It's like you have to have an idea, comfortable what you're doing. Not asking her, she's looking to you to lead, to really I would say I would term it as painting that picture outside the bedroom.
Mhm.
You doing your thing. So I mean, you said you really broke it down, all of these things. What do you like to do? But because she is looking to still have fun with you, to still enjoy it. What are you going to do? I mean, you don't want to be like, oh, let's just go back to the bedroom. Do you like to go eat or something? Do you like to go to maybe some Michelin restaurants or something like that? But it's up to you to really like keep that fantasy going even during the dating stage because trust me, she is fantasizing. Trust me, shoot, she might have a team of girlfriends come over and help her get ready for that date. You still have to keep it going. She's still having that fantasy. You don't want to get it to the point she ain't fantasizing or she got to take over or something like that. You keeping it going, or like cousin Tito was talking about just even in the initial conversation, how you planting that seed, you planting the seeds for the dates. You might say, yeah, like going to this restaurant right here, they got some great food. Have her thinking about that, you know, just taking her along. But like
Right.
I said, cousin T talk, I mean, you breaking it down, man. Sometimes I can be a caveman. I just be like, man, let's just go back to the
Come through.
bedroom.
Look, Ron might come through. Hey, come through. Bring a movie.
Yeah,
I got Netflix. What's good with it?
yeah. I'm gonna tell you what, with me though, a lot of times there's some plenty of women I dealt with, man. We ain't go on any dates. They just come over to the place. They just come over to the
Absolutely.
spot. But even then, it depends because I had one woman, she coming over, she cooking over at the place.
Right.
We ain't make it to cooking, no.
Listen. So
She ain't make it, we ain't make it to cooking. So I mean, but
listen.
yeah, I'm not the person to talk about always for dating. I'll put it like that.
For those who are within the sound of our voice right now, just recognize when you're listening to a player. Now
Mhm,
that's a player right there. He said,
mhm.
I don't have all them dates. I have days
Yeah.
of the week. Look, listen,
Yeah, they
Ron
be
got days
coming,
of the week.
man, they just be coming over, man. They just be coming over. Like I said, if I was gonna be a dirty Mac about it, man, I'd be having some married women coming over here. But that's another conversation. I ain't gonna say too much about that. I just try to leave that alone. But
And,
they'll
and
come over. But even if they come over, like say they do come over, right? You still ain't going right to the bedroom. You still, maybe watch some on TV, maybe have some nice jazz music playing, some candles out, something like that. You still want to have the ambiance. Make sure it's smelling good. Clean the bathroom. You want to make sure that they're comfortable. Don't jump on it. Don't go right to y'all might sit there and just do something. Like one young lady, I'm saying young, she older than me, but we go. She's showing me pictures in her phone. We sitting there chilling. Something might be talking something. It's like whatever. Because your own place, that could be something that could be part of a fantasy too. You know?
right,
So
right.
but see that's me. But if you want to take on a date, definitely what cousin Tita is saying. You want to go out and all of that stuff.
Just keep in mind you're doing things that you enjoy.
Yeah, and
Rom
that's the
does
bottom
things that
line.
he enjoys. Rom likes to enjoy his mortgage or his rent. All right. I
Yeah.
like to
Like,
enjoy these payments that I'm making every month. All right. So come through, bring some cheese, a charcuterie board, a nice bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon, whatever, whatever's on the menu, and let's get to know each other a little bit better in the quiet afternoon twilight. Okay. This is
yeah, you can, but it is up to you. Like, I mean, the main thing cousin Tito is saying, you want to make sure that you enjoy it. It don't have to be complicated. You don't have to be sitting around thinking, "Oh, I should take her here, there." Because here's the bottom line with any woman: if she's with you, she just wants to enjoy your company.
that's it.
Yeah, if she's that type saying, "Well, you gotta take me here, here, and here," well, if she's saying it, she probably ain't enjoying your company. She probably just using you. And then, after you take her here, here, and here, she take you over to that dude's place, saying, nah, that's just my cousin. And, take it to another dude's place, he'll tear up on his like air mattress or something. And yeah, I know about that. So yeah, but
Well, let's be clear, Rom. You've already established that you're both sexually compatible because you
yeah,
started with the mate phase. You didn't skip the mating phase to go to the dating phase. You started with
no,
the
yeah,
mating
no,
phase for compatibility first.
yeah,
And you're doing things that you enjoy. If you enjoy going to the monster truck rally, she's going to enjoy it because she's there with you. If you
yeah.
enjoy going to a pizza making demonstration, she's going to enjoy it because she's doing that with you. Always understand, gentlemen,
Hmm.
it is your masculine light that she is being fed.
Yes, yes, and
And when
that's one thing too I was going to
Mhm.
say, because even with making love to her, right? One thing you want to do is when she naked, shine your light on her, look her up and down. She can feel good. You can make a woman have an orgasm without even touching her. I
Uh-oh, you
mean
gonna take
that
it there.
that
Hold on now, hold on. They got to pay for that now.
yeah, that's deeper, but see, that's how you make them feel. But see, that's their fantasy. They already made love to you several times if you're doing it right. Before y'all even got naked, before you even got alone, she already had that dream of you. She already had that fantasy, y'all doing something. And all you had to do is just pick up on it and just go for it.
All right.
Like if
So
that woman is looking at you and she ain't feeling like she ain't have no fantasy, she ain't thinking about y'all making love or something, well, she probably don't really want you anyway. But if
no,
she
we're not
with
for
you,
that.
yeah, she might be using you for something else. But
Right.
yeah, you can like it's already there. She already thinking about something. She ready to go. That's how you want to be. That's
Right.
how you want to be. And here's something. I'll just say this. This is a little bit a tangent. Never assume that you got to do like this woman doesn't want you. If she's with you, she wants you. All right. She's
Certainly.
with you, she wants you. Unless she's like, well, we got to spend this money. If she's telling you where y'all got to go and what you got to spend money on, she probably using you.
Absolutely.
But
And
if she following your lead or something, she want to be with you. Y'all can just say y'all walking around a park or something. She good with that.
yes, indeed. And if we could just have the players step to the front of the room real quick, or the wannabe players. All right, the players in training. All right, if we can have them step to the front of the class for just a moment, let's understand a very important principle here. Part of how we set up our roster situation. Okay. Now, I explained this in detail over on the Patreon in a recent video. You don't necessarily directly promote a woman within your roster.
Mm-hmm.
She promotes herself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She does this by receiving your cues and acting on them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's for the players now. Although I know a lot of guys just want one woman and he wants to be good.
He wants to take her on dates and then understand that, she's important to him, the center of his world, the apple of his eye. I go, you're to the back of the class. Your time will come back. Players, front and center. In order for her to be promoted on your roster, she has to promote herself by
Yeah.
taking action from your cues. And the
Yes.
cues that you present exist in the fantasy.
Mhm.
Okay. Basically, the fantasy is built of images that you place in her imagination. Let that breathe for a moment. Let that. The fantasy is a collection of images that you've placed in her imagination. Now, within those images,
Mhm.
you have constructed where you want her to be on your roster. Okay.
Mhm.
Is she the artistic healer? Is
Mhm.
she the ride or die? Does she have the potential to become the first lady?
Mhm.
Or is she simply a PYT that you're mentoring,
Mhm.
that you're showing her who she is? You're
Mhm.
reflecting her beauty, her inner beauty back to her.
Mhm.
You're teaching her lessons in management of both time, energy, and a person's space. Is she an auntie? You got an auntie on your roster, player? Good for you, because you're not only going to have some memorable experiences, but you
Mhm.
are going to be exposed to a wealth of information, wisdom,
Mhm.
and experience.
Oh
You
yeah,
see?
those aunties. Mhm.
And this is how you manage that roster situation, by allowing the fantasy to develop in a way that you're curating. You see? You don't just let the fantasy run wild, because women at their core are chaos.
Mhm.
And if you just let a fantasy go unguided, a
Mhm.
misguided fantasy, it'll run right off the rails.
Mhm.
Okay. You want that fantasy to develop and to flourish into the direction that you're looking for the entirety of that relationship dynamic to go.
Mhm.
All right. Don't forget to hit that T-Tall Tabernacle. Shout out
Yeah.
to Rom's Cash App. Shout out to the Patreon, because
Mhm.
we're about to move into the third phase
Mhm.
of the type of relationships that benefit from the power of fantasies. Let's take a look at a couple of these comments. Anointed One says, real talk on the jazz music. Can't go wrong with cats like Mike Phillips, Brian
Mhm.
Culberson, Boney James, Bruz, two songs by uh, Brian Culberson, Sensuality and Wear It Out. It's over with. Salute to you. I appreciate that, Anointed One. Let's see. Right there. Brian, let's see, Marian, yeah, Marino says she promoted herself when she didn't react when I called another woman's name by accident. Hilarious, hilarious. Let's see, she did bring it up later though. Oh goodness, goodness. Oh wow, yeah, that's pretty hilarious. Let's see. Shout out to the OG players. Absolutely. Listen. We're just touching on the player, the player stylistics on this side. Oh, we get real deep into the player playbook, the player's playbook on the Patreon. Trust and believe. Yeah, facts for sure. Shout out to you, Tristan Fitness. Facts. Shout out to the aunties. Remember, guys. I know. We are delivering high level
Mhm.
game with this one. But if you have questions, definitely make sure you put it in below in the chat with the Q. And if you're feeling so inclined, definitely super chat those questions. The higher the level, the higher the level of the response, and the higher
Mhm.
level of this game you will receive. Now,
Mhm.
it's important to keep in mind that the reason why we talk about a man having a philosophy, right,
Mhm.
having a path to truth,
Mhm.
having a structure with which to guide your principles, beliefs, and values is because we as men, we do not do things haphazardly. We do not set up our operations without purpose.
Mhm.
Everything is for the destination.
Yes.
And the destination has to do with whatever our mission is.
Yes.
You see? Now, we've covered the mating phase
Mhm.
of how implementing the power of fantasy brings you success.
Mhm.
We've covered the dating phase
Yeah.
of how introducing fantasy is a powerful tool in your toolkit, a wonderful skill in your set of skill sets to implement as you're navigating the relationship space. Now let's take it to the relating phase.
Mhm.
You have promoted someone or some few, twos of fews from the rotation to the roster to the highest levels. Okay. And now you are calling her or them
Mhm.
to be in a relationship dynamic.
Yeah.
In this phase, you have to recognize that one, you have to define what the relationship dynamic is.
Mhm.
Are you in a monogamous committed relationship? Are you in a polycule? Are you practicing ethical non-monogamy? This conversation must happen.
Yeah.
And you can't be wishy-washy about it.
Yeah.
You
Real
can't
talk.
you can't question your motives because as soon as you do, she will.
Yeah.
Okay? Do not be afraid to have the conversation. You've already introduced her to what your relationship style would be upon the first few engagements that you've had. So this is not something that comes as a surprise to her. However, if she has proven herself worthy and she's promoted herself into this space, now we can understand how to use the power of fantasy
Mhm.
in the formal relationship space.
Yeah, and let me just say this. It is very important that you communicate to her whatever it is that you want to do. Whatever it is you want to do. Don't be like wishy-washy just going along. You set the direction. As the man, you set the direction. You say, "Well, this is what I want." Tell her straight up. Because one thing women do not like, one thing women have a trouble with is the man didn't tell them straight up what it was. If you see other women, tell her. Or you got a roster, tell her. Tell her, let her know what's up. All right? Then she can't come back to you and say you lied to her. As my father, rest in peace, would say, you can bullshit a woman, but don't lie to them. All right?
Mhm.
You
Yes,
always
indeed.
remember that.
All right. Shout out to Justin Curry. Justin Curry, shout out to you with the fan. He says, got married young. How young? Just curious. I'm on body game now. I'm wanting to explore this new attention I'm getting, but I love my wife. Advice. Uh, all right. So first of all, that's a $20-$50 question. No, but yeah, I'm just curious as to how young you were when you got married, how long you've been married, and what the dynamic is. Are
Yeah.
you in a monogamous or closed marriage? Are you in an open marriage? Are you trying to get a side piece? What is the situation? Because the advice um, depends on what your dynamic is. You said you got
Yeah.
married at 23, or so does that mean that you're 23 now? Because okay, let's be clear about how to even approach a question like this. Okay, it says you got married when you're 23, you've been married for 10 years, so you're 33 now, and you're in a monogamous relationship. So the first thing that I would say is uh, get a coach, get a counselor,
Yeah.
because being in a monogamous dynamic means that you and her have so many things that have not been said. There are
Yeah.
a lot of things, a lot of dynamics, a lot of elements that exist in your relationship right now that are not being discussed.
Yeah.
Monogamy brings assumption,
Yeah.
assumption of ownership, and I'm
Yeah.
using that word in the sense of belonging and responsibility. Okay. So
Yeah.
when I say ownership, that's what I mean when we talk about marriage. Okay. And
Mhm.
so there is a new language that needs to be introduced to within that dynamic in order to facilitate, you know, as you said, exploring getting new attention.
Mhm.
Okay. And that in and of itself looks like segue language.
Mhm.
You see, there's a lot of assumption that can happen with saying those words, wanting to explore this new attention. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you trying to expand the dynamic that exists with your this is just me approaching the response to
Yeah.
that question, because it can't be answered, just within one particular session, because we don't know what your mindset is. We don't know what your values and your principles are, and
Mhm.
that of your wife, right? Culture plays a big role, religion plays a big role, your
Mhm.
community, your stature,
Mhm.
where you are and where you're looking to be. If you just want to get a side piece, holler at me on the other side for some coaching. Okay, we can get that side piece situation happening, but um, we prefer keeping it real.
Yeah.
The number one rule and game is keep it real. And if you
Yeah.
can't keep it real with yourself, you're not going to be able to keep it real with your significant other.
Yeah.
And any dynamic that you try to form uh, will be built on sand. It will be built on shaky ground,
Yes. Yeah.
because once you put out one deception, you got to put up other deceptions in order to facilitate that. Okay,
Yeah.
and that results ultimately in a ruinous situation. A failure is going to happen somewhere in that dynamic between you and your first lady. Okay, your wife is automatically your first lady. All right,
Yeah.
and anyone else is secondary or tertiary. But basically, my advice is to get coaching and seek counseling. All right, this is not saying that you're a bad person. All of what I'm saying is stating that you're obviously curious. You're looking to expand your dynamic. I'm sure you don't want to get divorced. I'm assuming that you
Yeah.
don't want to get divorced, but you want to
Yeah.
expand your existing dynamic. And in order to do that, you have to have a firm and stable structure that includes language and actions that go along with that in order to meet with success. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I don't have anything to add to that. Cousin Tito really addressed that perfectly. Because it's a lot to that, especially when you say you've been married or monogamous for 10 years. It's a lot more than what we can discuss right here. You that's a private one. Sign up for a counseling session with Cousin Tito. He can really get into that because yeah, because you're
I've
young
been
and
there.
you've been monogamous for 10 years. I've been married too.
Mhm.
It's tough. It's tough, but never not that young. I was still a knucklehead when I was that young, so it wasn't an issue.
Absolutely. Shout out to William Trugoso. He says, to confirm you want the ride or die in the roster that you can explore the regions. And let's see, Ron Wills, uh, can you keep You said keep it real, being upfront to let her know.
Yeah.
Just want to kick it. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. You know, it's nothing to think about. You telling her what it is. Like, I don't care. Just be honest with the woman. Don't be saying, "Oh, you the only one," and then you stroking like five other women. Tell her what it is, because a lot of women they down for that. And in fact, I'm gonna tell you how deep it is with some women. Some women they'll know you dealing with other women, but they'll take the challenge of trying to become the only one. But don't lie to them. Whatever you do, don't lie. Bullshit them, but don't lie to them. Tell her what it is. Tell her what you want her for, what this relationship is. Be upfront with her. And if she don't like it, she don't want to deal with it, respect it. There's been women I've dealt with. I told them straight up, hey, this just sex something. They ain't want to do anything. Told some other ones, they down for it. It's like whatever.
Absolutely. And this definitely segues into the dynamics of the relationship space. Okay. Just to refresh, we discussed the mating space, we discussed the dating space, and in terms of implementing fantasy and how powerful the use of fantasy from the man to the woman is when you understand how to use that skill set. Now we're talking about how powerful implementing fantasy is in the relationship space, which includes marriage.
Yeah.
Okay. You not only have to keep up um, new fantasies,
Yeah.
which you should have become adept at uh, bringing and introducing fantasies by this point, if you've made it to that point in your relationship dynamic. But the level and the quality and the duration of the fantasies will become more pronounced in the relationship space.
Yeah.
And this is like this is definitely like marriage counselor level. Okay. Uh you know, uh I've definitely gone through counseling. And the only reason why I say that this is relationship or marriage counseling level stuff is because anyone who's gone through those services has received toolkits,
Mhm.
exercises,
Mhm.
methods and approaches to your relationship style in order to not only solidify um, benchmarks in your relationship, like memories that you've created so that you can reflect back on it. Uh, family expansions, having children, family reunions, things that really um, bring out the value in being married in the first place. Okay, if you've been in counseling sessions, what the power of fantasy brings to the marriage or relationship space, just say relationship space in general, is that it allows her to have space.
Mhm.
Okay. In my book, The Seduction Scriptures, I answer a question that men have been asking for a long time. Obviously, I answer it from the perspective of a seducer. Um, but I think it's a very valid question to have answered. That question is, what do women want? Uh-oh. What do women want? And actually, we got to save that live stream for that's got to have its own live stream. What do women, but briefly, the answer that I allude to in this deduction scriptures is that women want the space to be free.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see,
Yes.
with the type of man who's capable of providing the mental, emotional, physical, sensual space for her to be free to explore who she is, what she
Yeah.
likes.
Yeah.
Because she has to be able to explore those fantasies, even though you guys are in a relationship, a
Yeah.
stated, a committed, a demonstrated relationship. She still
Yeah.
has to be able to explore those fantasies. Us men, we daydream. We're more
Mhm.
reality people. We think about something, we get a thought in our head, we want that to happen.
Yeah.
Let's get it going. Let's manifest this thing. But with
Mhm.
women, they are enthralled. They are fed
Mm.
by fantasy. Their
Yes.
imagination is so powerful. And what they exchange, what they bring back in return to you is submission, is loyalty, is commitment, is appreciation for your ability to provide the type of stable environment, to provide the type of consistent leadership, to provide the type of management that allows her to remain in that feminine position.
Mhm.
Understand, understand. Shout out to known unknown coming through. Actually, there you go. Appreciate that dub. We call it a dub in Chicago. $20. It says, let's not have the year escape us. I'm still full throttle. There you go. Live it like it's your last. Women are important, yes, but cannot be the primary focus. Absolutely not. Your mission is the primary focus. And in
Mhm.
fact, to the point where she has to be in submission to your mission in order for her
Yeah.
to be promoted on your roster.
Yeah, cooperation with your operations. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. You've been listening to me, cousin Tita. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Because
hey,
your
that's
main
how it is.
relationship is with yourself, though. But
Absolutely.
she's a part of that because what a woman's natural nature is to enhance whatever you're doing anyway, whether they like it or not. Even with these so-called independent women out here, they still want a man. They still want to do something. Even if you just have them in the friend zone, they will help you. I've had women in the friend zone, they've put money in my pockets. They've done something. So always understand that, but your main thing is always with yourself no matter what. But, tonight we're talking about the power of fantasy, to keep them out there.
Absolutely. Salute to you for the dub. Shout out to Will. Oh no, there you go. There
Yeah,
you go.
thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate it,
Thank
Will.
you. Hey,
199.
thank
Thanks
you.
for the advice, Ron. There you go. Absolutely.
Hey man, it's
Absolutely.
man, I'm just straight into the point and stuff. I mean, you just gotta be straight up with what it is. Like I said, I mean, the main thing is your main relationship with yourself. But let's be real, that woman, she got that progression. She got that face card, that head, that breast snatch waist, big old butt dunk, round hips, those thick thighs would save lives. Those calves, what you gotta have, and those toes. I mean, you know you want to tear up. You know you want to tear up. And I'm gonna tell you something with women though. They can energize you, but that might be to another episode, another show. They can
Absolutely.
energize you. That's why rich and powerful men, they can be married and still have that woman on the side. And that woman's
Mm.
job is to keep them energized.
No
So
doubt. That is a wonderful subject for another show. Rom's gonna put the notes together. We're gonna bring that back. We gonna run that back. Absolutely,
yes.
absolutely. We appreciate that. But the 2 points that I really want to bring across as we approach the 2 hour mark in this conversation, when we're talking about the relating space, which should be the highest level uh,
Mhm.
of participation that you have in terms of gets woman. The two main elements that I want to bring across. The first one is maintaining a cultural calendar. Now, what is a cultural calendar? So,
Yeah.
if
I
you
want to
remember back into in the dating phase, you have lifestyle elements, and you plan your outings or your innings when you stay in accordingly, according to what you like, according to the interests that you have. Your cultural calendar has to do with who you are, right? What's your
mhm,
background? What's your
mhm,
family's background? What are your traditions, right? You know, they're Thai traditions, they're Indian traditions, they're
mhm,
Filipino traditions. right? There's South American traditions specific to those regions. There's American traditions. There's foundational Black American traditions, right? We have our own cultural calendar, right? We're in Black History Month right now, right? We got Juneteenth coming up, right? These are just examples of having a cultural calendar where you have notable points. Like I said, remember with the couples counselor, they tell you to document and those benchmarks for those memories that you make together. That way you plan and you look forward to those memories, right? That's a part of the excitement. Understand who she is, what her background is, right? What are her cultural values? What are the social sort of norms from her background so that you can align your cultural calendar? Because that cultural calendar is going to get you through 1 year into the next, one season into the next. You see, this is how that marriage, this is how that relationship dynamic flows, let alone graduation, birthdays, baby showers, weddings, and the sort. And that's just the first one. Okay. The second point that I wanted to make about the relationship space is that you have to have what the psychotherapist Esther Perel in her book Mating in Captivity, she wrote a section about having your own secret garden. Okay. If anybody can write that, go ahead and write that in the chat. Secret garden, right? You never, ever, 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 ever give anyone 100%. Now that may sound counterintuitive for a lot of people. Oh my God, everybody gives 100% in a relationship. Oh my God. 100%. No. Each and every one of the people who are involved in a relationship, okay, go ahead and type secret garden in the chat, must cultivate, develop, and nurture their own secret garden.
Yes.
What is the secret garden? You like to work on cars. So you're in the garage by yourself on the weekend. You have, like Ram says, a comic book collection. You're into wines. You're a sommelier. You're into personal pursuits, whatever it is that you have in your life that is uniquely yours, that is for you, holding that to yourself. It could be 10%, could be 15%, but it's usually around 10%. It has to be your pursuit. And this, along with marrying that with the cultural calendar, allows you to maintain that dynamic, because the fantasy that you present to the woman that you've promoted to the highest level in your life will always sustain her, because there's always something mysterious about you. There's always something more for her to look forward to. There's something more for you to look forward to. And who knows? Who knows? She may give you some insight into her secret garden.
Yeah.
You may give her some insight into your secret garden. That doesn't mean that you give it up. No. It's yours. But that's something more to look forward to, because everybody has something that they keep to themselves, that they protect, that they guard. Yeah. Okay. That they think, I'm not going to let somebody in to this space so that they can destroy it, so that they can make a mockery of it, so that they can then turn around and throw it back in my face during an argument. Right? For those who have been in committed relationships, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The secret garden is yours to have, to hold, to protect, to grow, to develop, to nourish, because it sustains you outside of that relationship dynamic. It also
Mm.
sustains your significant other and or others if you're in a polycule, right? But understand that the power of fantasy is a major tool in your toolkit that you must learn to develop, you must learn to use skillfully as you progress on your path of masculine mastery. Ron, what thoughts do you
Mhm.
have before we cut out of here?
You know what? You got to keep it going. I would just say this: when you're in that relationship phase, you can't allow the relationship to die out. You still got to keep the fantasy going. You still got to keep things new. You still got to switch up. Like I say, sometimes, yeah, you can make love with those rose petals, but every now and then you got to pull that mattress into the living room, sit there butt naked. Soon as she get home, throwing a mat, rip those clothes off, throwing a mattress, tap that ass like you just got out of prison. You still gotta keep things going. Cause one of the things that happen with a lot of relationships, they'll get all the way to that point where they're in a steady relationship, maybe even get married, then they just stop doing it. They let themselves get out of shape, or they stop going out as much, and the energy isn't there. You want to keep stuff going. And one of the things is the secret garden. I'm learning something new, just keeping some to herself, something that she can still learn from. So yeah, I definitely agree with all of that. Definitely.
Certainly, certainly. And keep in mind, everybody, Rom's information is flashing at the bottom of the screen. Definitely
Hmm.
take note. Take a look at his Patreon.
Yeah.
Bless him on the Cash App, and head up to his
And
website, because you know you got to get those books.
yeah, and really, I'm gonna tell you what, bless cousin Tito. I'm gonna emphasize that because I was learning some stuff. Because you talking a pro here. This is a pro. This is a professional. He seduced women professionally. I'm just doing it for fun. He's doing it professionally. So, that
Oh, it's
that's a
fun.
big difference. That's a very big difference. And what you learning here, because think about the information that you getting right here. You're not really getting this too many places on YouTube. Trust me. A lot of guys they on some kindergarten level in my view. Seriously, grown ass men on some kindergarten level. You getting some grown man game right here. This is like powerful. This is powerful. So you should like share this video, go back, take some notes, learn everything you can. Bless him. You gotta keep this man going. You gotta keep this man in business, especially with all the relationship stuff that's going on now. A lot of guys, they just don't know what to do. So, it's like whatever. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so keep keep alert, keep your notifications locked in. I know that the app or the platform can sometimes be a little funny with it. Make sure that you're subbed. Make sure that you like all of these conversations that we're having, and stay subscribed, because trust and believe, we got an absolute banger coming this Thursday with PG, and next week the topic of conversation is forthcoming, but you definitely want to come back and tune in once again. Ron Wales, thank you as always for showing up and showing out.
No problem, man. No problem, man.
Salute to you, salute to the audience, salute to the chat. And as always, this is your man, Cousin T, aka the Alpha Wingman, saying stay sharp and mission focused. Later.
All right.